I never thought about making a video like this, but eventually this week I thought that I have to maybe put out uh, this thing that I had in my mind for a long time, because eventually at the end of the day, the purpose of this YouTube channel was to share anything that I've experienced myself, anything that would help you guys as an intern or student or a freelancer or a businessman, startup or agency owner to grow better. So that then when I thought about it, it might seem a very simple thing, but I feel that this is a problem, and I think many people are not aware about it. So that's the reason I'm picking this specific topic, which could be considered a very small topic by many, but I think this is huge and this is happening. Um, um, because I experience it, right? I'll straight away get to the gist of it. The topic that I want to address is that I've been since I'm running a digital marketing agency. Human resource is one of our top priority, right? Sometimes we immediately need to work with some freelancers. Sometimes we need to get some interns on board. Sometimes we need to find full-time employees, and all these things are to be done in a very fast manner, because we cannot say to the client or a new lead or a new client that we don't have the resources, so um, we cannot take this project up, right? If you are saying that, that's the end of a digital marketing agency or anything. And if you are in a service field, you know it, right? So that's importance of human resource or finding the right people in this field. So how do I do that? For some cases, what I do is that I put up the requirement on my LinkedIn, on my Twitter, and any other community spaces that I'm active on. Since I've got a very small, decent followership on LinkedIn, I get a lot of whenever I put out a job post or requirement out there, I get a lot of people coming into my inbox, right? And same goes for Twitter. I especially love Twitter because it could be, I feel that it's a more filtered audience, especially when you're trying to find out creative people like content writers or designers. Twitter usually gives me more better people. So this is an example. Some weeks ago, I just wanted to hire a graphic designing intern, and I posted this tweet, as you can see. It's just a very basic hiring tweet, and I've given what I really want, and I said them to send over their details in my inbox, right? So this is one example. I've done a lot of things just similar to this. I've hired content writers, digital architects via LinkedIn and Twitter. So I just wanted to this. I think this was the most recent thing that I put out. So I just wanted to pick the example out of this. So the concept is that I am showing you how I filter, how I my mind uh, as a selector or as someone who is actively hiring or picking up interns or freelancers or full-time people to my agency works. So just after putting out this tweet, I got about 25 plus messages in one day time, right? So, and you cannot expect me to individually reply to everyone and ask each and every detail of each one, right? I have a day job, right? Which almost covers about 10 to 12 hours in a day, right? So, what I can do is that in the break time or in here and there, I'll check the messages and I'll just go through what all people have sent across, right? So I've categorized usually I categorize people into three um, um, buckets, and I'll be showing you three examples of how people usually respond. The first one is zero effort lads, right? And this is an example. So These people just say that, hey, hire me, or hey, I'm a graphic designer, I'm looking for work, that's it. So for me this is so much of a turn off, because then I have to reply to him that, hey, can you share your portfolio, some of your previous works, can you share your contact number, etc. A lot of his work, and especially I have to get his number and send his number to our HR person inside the agency, right? So it's really hard for me. So usually what I do is that I'll keep it aside. I won't maybe go and reply to them, because it's if they cannot pitch themselves correctly, how can I think that they will put the effort to produce a really great work, right? So that's the logic behind that. And the second one is portfolio or resume numbers. This is the most biggest category in terms of volume. A lot of people are there, they'll just say, hey, my name is this, and here's my profile, bye, that's it, here's my resume, bye. Oh my god, this is even huge in LinkedIn, right? Whenever I put a post on LinkedIn, people just say, hey, this is my resume. And even sometimes I've seen that they don't even bother to type anything, they just put out the resume and just runs away. So for me it's also not very well received, because if they are not putting in the effort to at least hey, call my name and introduce themselves and tell something unique about themselves, or anything engaging or worthy to read, or anything that grabs my attention, I think might not be the best people to uh, you know work with, right? Because if they cannot portray themselves as someone that wants to work here, most probably they won't have that passion behind it, right? So this is another group of people who just dump their resumes and run away. So I don't know why people do it, but that is a real category. And coming to the really good one, the third category, that is the ideal ones. That is this. This is a very short message. I'm not talking to about writing huge paragraphs or anything. Nobody's going to read that anyways. So this one I really liked it. He called me, hey Jason, and he said that I just saw your tweet regarding graphic designing services. I'm up for it, and that's also a very short but sweet but confident tonality, right? So um, I have I have some kind of confidence in him, right? So and then he sends over his portfolio, his LinkedIn profile, his contact email, and also number. So I can just go and check his portfolio, and if it's good enough, I can maybe connect on LinkedIn, or maybe pass on the number to my HR, anything, right? I have the entire, the almost the A to Z things that I want in this one message that I got, right? So for me that's really comfortable, and for me this is something that everyone should, at least bare minimum, should have when you are approaching someone who has posted some requirement in some social medias or in some websites, and if when they are trying to find out freelancers or interns or full-time employees, just that's what I've said, right? When somebody is putting out messages or a requirement like this, he is going to get bombarded with a lot of resumes and zero effort people and a lot of people. So you cannot expect them to reply to you and ask you more about yourselves, etc. They just want to filter at least top three out of all these 30 people or 40 people that have applied, right? So how do they do that? They'll give about 10 or 5 seconds to each of the messages that you have sent them, and then they try to somehow get signals from the message itself, right? So that's how humans work, right? They want to feel it, right? It's not about you might be the best, you might be the best designer out there, but if you're not humanizing it, right? What I've said here is that if just consider it as a small conversation that you're having with that um, that uh, person who posted that requirement. Just call them by their name, and just a very short couple of paragraphs that catch their attention and attach the portfolio and attach the contact details and everything, make it easy for them. So that this is something really a really short one that I wanted to share. It keeps on happening. It keeps on happens to me. So I think the zero lad efforts and the portfolio numbers, if you are watching this, please don't do that. Pause there and take a breath and uh, try to think of from the receiver's um uh, perspective, right? Just stop and take all the requirements, create a really nice short sweet um, um, conversational text, and try to impress them in the first shot itself. So that's something that I wanted to share. Hope it helps. Subscribe to the channel, comment if you have any kind of doubts, and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.